Module 7, Placing Orders. This module will demonstrate how to place orders for labs, diagnostic imaging, and procedures. A separate module will cover ordering prescriptions and refills. By the end of this video, you will be able to have a working familiarity with the treatment and manage order screens in CareLink San Francisco, search in CareLink San Francisco for a lab, diagnostic imaging, or procedure to order, assign an assessment to an order, create future and standing orders in CareLink San Francisco, know the function of the Quick Transmit button and how it's used in CareLink San Francisco. To place orders in CareLink San Francisco, begin by accessing the treatment window. Click on Treatment in the Progress Note. From the treatment window, it's possible to access the Manage Orders screen by clicking on Current Prescription, the lab heading, Diagnostic Imaging, or Procedures. Click anywhere on the heading and you're brought to Manage Orders. The left panel in Manage Orders contains the assessments. It's important to link any order with an assessment. The three tabs on top will relate to the upper right panel. The first two tabs, Medication Summary and Add New Prescription, will be covered in detail in a future module dealing with prescribing and refills. The third tab, Add New Order, is where labs, diagnostic imaging, and procedures are all ordered from. Note the radio buttons on the right. Currently, I'm in the lab portion of Manage Orders. If I were to order diagnostic imaging, I would click the DI radio button, and if I was to order procedures, I would click the Procedure radio button. We will discuss how to order labs first. Start by looking up the lab you want to order. You can search by the order name, a component in the order, or by an alias name. A lab alias are labs that are grouped by diagnoses. For example, if you search for diabetes, a list of labs normally ordered for somebody with this diagnosis shows up over here. I can then choose which labs from that list I want to order. When looking up a lab, I can use Starts With or Contains. It's recommended to use Contains as search results are often better. I can look for in-house labs or send-out labs, or both. Search for the lab you're looking for, then highlight the one you want. Once you click on it, it will be selected and appear in today's orders. But first, make sure that it's associated with the assessment that you want it to be associated with. Another feature to point out is that when you hover over the lab with your cursor, a list of all the components of that particular lab will appear. Click on it, and here it is down here. The blue icon will hide the assessment. S stands for Stat, F stands for Fasting. The ellipsis brings you to the detail screen. Here you can add information about the collection of the specimen, and you can add to the assessment over here. So for example, if I want to associate this lab with the patient's diabetes as well, I can click diabetes mellitus there. If a diagnosis does not appear in the assessment screen, I can either choose one from a previous visit, or I can add, searching for a new assessment either by ICD-9 code or by name. And now I have another assessment on the left to choose from. To order a future lab, I would highlight Future Orders, choose a date by clicking the icon here and using these options, or using the pull-down menu to access a calendar. Look up the lab I want here, and then before I highlight it, make sure the correct assessment is chosen, and then when I click on it, it'll appear down here under Future Orders. It's possible to add standing orders for a lab. Click on Add Standing Orders, enter the number of times you want the standing order to occur, enter the frequency with which you want the standing order to occur, and the dates will appear here. It's then possible to add or remove a date, or clear them all. After you click OK, the standing orders will appear on the right under Future Orders. When a patient arrives for a future order, that order can be brought into today's order by clicking on the arrow over here. To print out or fax the lab requisition, highlight the lab and click Quick Transmit. Check the box next to the order that needs to be printed. Check SP if the specimen has already been collected. Enter the collection date, the time it was collected, and whether or not it was actually fasting. The lab in this box needs to match the lab company over here in this column. Use the green arrow next to Transmit to print only or to fax. There are some labs that require an Ask at Order entry form to be filled out. For example, the rapid strep test. Questions with a red asterisk are required to be answered. Once you've ordered labs, you'll be brought back to the treatment window. Notice the tabs on top. Now, when you click on an assessment, orders associated with that assessment will appear in the respective screens. Close the treatment window altogether, and orders are on the progress note. Diagnostic imaging and procedures are ordered the exact same way. Treatment, click a heading to go to Manage Orders, and be sure diagnostic imaging or procedures is checked depending which one you want. Look up procedure or diagnostic imaging just as you did with labs, and make sure that whatever you choose is associated with an assessment. Future orders are also placed the same way. Finally, use Quick Transmit to print or fax your order. Keep in mind, diagnostic imaging or procedures may require a referral in addition to an order. Referrals will be covered in another module. This concludes Module 7.